Hello, sunshines. Hello, hello, hello. I am Creative Stitch in Diva, and I am going to help you today learn how to do pricing. We're going to help you learn how to do pricing. Um, Yeah, very, very, very touchy topic. But what I did was I did some research as well as experience in order to come up with the ideas of how I'm going to do this. Um, okay, so that's basically what I did. Before I start, I just want to say it's Happy Crochet Month. March is Crochet Month. It's also Pisces month. And it's also Diva's birthday is coming. So I am going to be doing a bunch of things this month that is going to be giveaways, raffles, whatever you name it, games. And I do this every year, just about, and I try to give away as much as possible and raise as much money because I do it for a cause of what I been through in the past with breast cancer. Young Survivors Coalition helped me tremendously. Being 25 with breast cancer, yeah, you don't know really who to turn to. It's not many people who was in their 20s who had it. So Young Survivors Coalition helped me a whole lot. They paid all expenses except for the car rental was paid for. We ate and everything, hotel, airplane for my sister and I, and we went to this location in Colorado for 2 days, 3 nights. No, 3 days, 2 nights. And like I said, all expenses paid. And during this time, I learned a whole lot. So I owe them. So every year I try to give back. I try to do something every month or every other month for different other charities or someone who's needed. But this is real near and dear to my heart. So I always try to use the month of March to give back. So anytime you purchase any of my purchase any of my merchandise, if you purchase anything, grafts, donations, any of that, 50% is going directly to Young Survivors Coalition, which is, like I said, my heart. And I give it to them because they helped me so much. So that's just something I had wanted to say before I start this transition into pricing. I also want to make sure you know that Diva has a sale. The sale is current, starting today. And this for the day of my birthday, I'm gonna give away stuff. But during this time, you can purchase and you could get a sale. So that's just something that I wanted to mention before I start. And make sure you go in the description. I'm actually in the process of changing it right now. Go into the description and make sure you could go to look at my merchandise. You can look at the graphs. I'm always updating graphs. I'm actually updating some tomorrow morning. So if you want, look at it tomorrow morning. But like I said, in the description, you will find the graphs. And yeah. So now let's go. Let's get this whole pricing thing squared away. Let's get it all squared away. What I do want to say about pricing is it's the most controversial thing on the internet. It's something that everyone is having a problem. And then you have those people who say you can't ask anybody about prices. And there's some people who say, I need help. I need help with those prices. So, like I said, it's the most controversial question. It's the most kind of hard question to talk about. But the research that I did, the experience that I have, I just started writing, like I write a journal. So in my journal, I write down what was the benefit of what I do, as well as what other people do, as well as research, as well as asking, because I do talk to the people who come on here and I will ask, how you sell your products? And sometimes I'm giving them good information and sometimes they're giving me good information. So I literally take that down and I write it down. Even if they're on here right now, I have a pen and paper always in front of me, and I write it down. So when the topic has to do with my business, your business, if the topic has something to do with your business, always write it down, jot it down. If you don't have a pen and paper, record it. If you got a phone next to you, a lot of you got phones next to you, so record it. And that's what I do, because any information is information, period, whether you use it or not. Any information is always good to take in. And that's what I do. So when I started to have my business, when I started my business, I started to use what people tell me to use. And that was basically a formula. Okay. So I did. I did a formula in the beginning of this whole situation. I did a formula. And the formula was basically me saying a base price. Now, I actually did a video on it. I chopped up everything. I put it into like basics and I explained what I did. But I also learned after doing that for 2 years, maybe 3 years now, I learned there's some pros and cons about it. So this is the grown-up thing that I am going to do is I own up to mistakes. I own up to what is benefiting me and what's not benefiting me. And I'm going to share. So the first mistake that I had made was the base price. The base price that I had gave. So let me bring it back a little bit. When I say a base price, what I mean is I wrote down the base price on every single thing that I do. So if I did a baby blanket, I have a base price for that baby blanket. And if I had hats and scarf set, I have a base price for that hat and scarf set. The thing about that base price that I used for my hat and scarf set was um it was that I took the base price and then I will add, depending on if they wanted more colors or if they wanted more details and stuff like that. So the thing about that was my price was changing every single time. And no one knows what I'm doing. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. And I noticed I was doing the same exact formula for my grabs. And the formula was working. And then I find that it stopped working because my base price changed, because my everything about it changed when I started changing my designs. I started changing the detail. I changed the size. I changed the hooks. I changed everything. So I realized I'm using a formula, a base price formula from back then to still do what I'm doing now. So it was time to do some inventory and some revamping. And I revamped my prices. I revamped my formula. I revamped the thinking. And I also had to do, it's a lot to it. It's a whole lot to pricing because in order for me to say I'm selling an item for $300 or more, you got to be damn good. You got to be a great salesperson, that I am not. And you have to be very confident. To say that you're going to sell a handmade item, it shouldn't be as hard as it is, but it's hard. It's hard for people to understand the work that is going into our items, the work that is going into actually using our two hands to create something out of string. No one understands. So we have to teach them, or not teach them, but we basically have to take control of the situation. So when I explain that in a lot of my videos, I say I always take control. I never ever just let a customer say I want, because they do not know what we do. They don't know the work that's going into it. They don't realize that not only is a lot of work going into it, it's manpower that we're using. They don't understand that or realize it. Some do, some don't. Some wants to understand, some don't want to understand. So we have to keep in mind that to take control of that situation is number one. Number one is to take control of the customer, take control of that situation, because taking control of the situation is what is going to get you the maximum amount of dollars. Now, that's one thing that I did in the past that I'm still doing now, and it actually works. Adding more to it can get me the maximum amount of money that I deserve. So that's what I do. I definitely do make sure that I give them options, but the options is going to be like this, because when you do this, then it's a way difficult for you to make a sale. All right. So number two, I realized that I have customers who will look at someone else's handmade item and say, I want this. So you got to give a price based off somebody else's work. The thing about it is, I don't think we realize that, because somebody will say, you can't ask me the price that I have because you don't know what kind of work it takes for me to complete my project. And I don't know what it takes for you to complete your project. So we together can't say my price is going to be the same as your price, right? But think about it. If a customer brings you a picture and it's a handmade item that someone else made, you are doing exactly that. So don't bullshit yourself. Bullshitting yourself is going to cut losses, okay? You are definitely going to look at somebody else's stuff and form a price. Other competitors do that. Walmart do it. Macy's do it. Like, they look at the competitor's price and try to do something like price. It's called price anchoring. So they're price anchoring this situation by taking a bunch of different items. I'm going to say gas. All right. So you take your car to the gas station, right? And you have pretty premium and unleaded and the crappy gas. And you go there. I will go there and say, I want premium, not really realizing whether or not premium is really premium, but it's more money. So I'm thinking more money is better. I pay more money, I'm getting better quality, right? The same with my bed. I decided I needed to get a bed. I bought a $250 bed at one point, and that right there was the worst thing I ever did in my entire life. So now I'm older. If I get a $1,500 bed, I'm thinking that is going to be the best bed ever. It's going to basically wake me up, put me to sleep, smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no. And then it didn't do that. It didn't do that. So we got to be careful how we are selling our products to people, because if you do that and you say my crochet item is this and that, this bathing suit is all that and more, and then somebody buys it from you with all this money that they paid and they get a yeast infection, they itchy, or when they in the water it falls off because you didn't do your work, your investigation to find out what type of yarn is good to use, that's your mess up. That's your mess up, and you're not doing your business adequately. Research is key. 3. So basically, you're taking control. You are making sure that you're taking control of your orders, and now research. You have to research. You have to make sure that whatever you're making is beneficial for that person. And even in crochet, it is definitely needed. You need to know, because I definitely see so many people items that they make and I'm like, dang, you missed the mark. Or don't have your name on there. And your name might be what? Hooking. Yeah, you hooking it all right. Don't let your name be off the hook and your ain't off the hook. So like, you got to stand up. Like, if I'm calling myself the diva, I need to be the diva. If you calling yourself like what your merchandise is, stand up and be like that. Quality is everything. How is Louis Vuitton, Coco Chanel, how are they able to charge the prices that they charge? And we purchase it, but it's a lifetime guarantee. The craftsmanship is superb. Whereas if I go on New York Ave and get me my knockoff, that ain't gonna last too long. I paid a cheap price, but it's not going to last too long. You just got to outweigh the options, do your research, make sure you stay on top of your customers, and everything is going to be fine. Okay. Everybody wants that actual number, that dollar amount. When someone say to me, how much would you charge for your scarves? My head, this is a crocheter. They're not asking me this because they want the scarf. They're asking me this because they don't know how to charge. So my reply a lot of times is, for what? Like, you should know better, especially if you're asking me. You should have saw some of the videos that I made. It's not a great idea to ask me. The question is not how much I would charge. The question is, how can I improve my product? Because your price should be over. There should be no question. Your price should be up here. Your work is going to be superb. Everything should be great. Material should be top notch. So your price should be up here. So that should not be your question. Your question should be, how can I improve it? Again, if we're talking about name brand stuff, or going to the supermarket and you're purchasing Sabrettes and not, I don't know, beef pack, I don't know. If you're purchasing something that's a little bit more money, you're trying to get quality items. So putting out items that do not look great is not a great idea. To say, I'm going to charge $300 for this, and you say, oh, this was my first Grafkin. Let's work on it first. So my whole method to my madness with pricing is, your work need to be great. Your work need to be excellent. It need to be top notch. You need to do your research. You need to take control of your customer, of the situation, and talk. Make fucking love to it, y'all. Like, I'm dead serious. I'm like really, really serious. Like, when I talk about my products, I swear, I'm like, you're gonna love it. You're gonna want it in your bed. You're gonna want to eat, sleep, and drink with it. You gonna want it because what I'm making is what you want. So I'm like, I feel like sometimes I'm a pusher, like I'm supplying a drug for somebody because they're gonna keep coming back. They're gonna want more. I literally have customers come back saying your stuff is just so good. Like, I have to order this. Or when you want to be the first person that come to their mind when they're saying, I need an item. I need to get a gift for somebody. I want it to be unique. I want it to be a lifetime. I want it to be a keepsake. CreativeStitchNDiva. That's who I need to go to. And in order to get to that level, and in order to get to the point where you're up there where they're going to keep calling you every single time they need a gift or something, your ish got to be great. It has to be so good. It has to your yarn has to feel good. That's why I said when it came down to graph gands, I was real leery about big twists because it was kind of like cheap. I was very leery, and I decided to use it on I think it was something that I was making for a video or something. And when I used it, it came out great. Then I washed it because I did a video on blocking. After I blocked it, I'm like, oh, okay, I could use this. It's similar, kind of, sort of, sometimes better than I Love This Yarn, which is $5 a skein. And you could get your big twist on sale for $1 and some change. So that's key when it comes to your merchandise and buying your materials. Buying materials that is up here will get your prices up there. What made me learn about that was learning my patterns, learning my customer patterns. Like when they ask me, I automatically always know what's going to come next. I automatically start I start the conversation with how did you like your last one, or how did the mother like the last one, or did you guys get any pictures? Like, I'm always going back to the reason why that customer is coming back. I also try to reward them. I like to reward my customers with maybe $10 off, or I'll try to reward them with, I'll add in like maybe a baby cap or something like that. And rewarding, that's the next one. Number 4, rewarding your customers is great. It's like when you give somebody something, even if it's not too much and it's not really anything, rewarding your customers, they feel wanted. Imagine you go and you move. They don't do this no more, but on TV, you move, your neighbors make you cookies and stuff and bring you pie and cake and dishes and whatever to welcome you into the neighborhood. I don't know where that happened. That never happened to me, but if it ever happened and they do that, the first thing you're going to be like is, wow, like, dang, I want to invite this person to my housewarming, or I'm going to invite this person to my first cookout or something like that, because you feel like you're being rewarded. And that's what I do. I reward my customers, especially the repeat customers. I reward them with something small. When you do that, oh my gosh, it's like they always come back. It's like they always remember. They remember that, and they will recommend you. And because them recommending someone else, you may say, okay, you recommended this person, I'm going to give you this amount off. And it's like it goes back and forth. It's just being nice. That's all. Being nice helps a whole lot. So yeah, giving a little bit of something, a little bit of off for your repeat customers is key. And I like to play psychological tricks. How am I able to say this is $300? The psychological trick is law of attraction for me. and also the little mind games that I play with, you know, trying to make them fall in love with your product. That mind game that I play with my customer allows me to get top dollar as well. So let's just say I tell my customer that this is $300, but I'm going to give it to you for $280. Or I could say this is $500, but I'm gonna take $100 off. It's just like what salespeople do. You are increasing your price, but you're bringing it down to act like you are doing something. And I do that a lot. I do that a whole lot because I'm making my customer believe that they're getting this for such a great price. And you always, like, the psychological game that I also play is this item is worth at $500, but because I'm giving it to you for $350, girl, I just, and I ain't gonna lie, I make up stuff. I literally I just did somebody $500, and yeah, she paid me the $500, but she was crappy to me, so I wasn't giving her anything. But you, girl, we go way back. I'm gonna give it to you for $150 because I don't mind working hard for you. When in reality, $450 has been your price all the time. So that's why what I was doing with the base price was not working for me, because I would say the same price all the time. And then when I started researching and I started realizing that, how am I able to do that little trick if I'm saying, okay, this is the price, but I'm adding $10 here and $20 there, depending on how many colors and the detail, and if you want a cartoon or just the name. And that's what I used to do. I used to give a base price, take that base price, and start adding $10 here, $20 here. Rush fee, $20 more. You want 2 names? $10 more. You want 5 colors instead of 3 colors? $25 more. Like, I would add, and I start with the base, and it worked for a good while, but it stopped working when you have the repeat customers. Then it's like, well, Shauna, I'm getting this, but this is less than what I got before. And she was absolutely right, because my base price and everything she's adding in was different before than it is now, because what she's getting now may not have all of that stuff, but it may be a little bit bigger. I don't know if you understanding me, but you need to understand the base price just didn't work for me. The base price was not something that I needed to use. So I just decided to get the base price and just give a fucking price. Give a price. And if I say I'm going to take something off, I will take something off. But I always start at the top. I know how to reach my customer as well. Reaching my customer meaning I actually can feel the conversation. I can feel the conversation more if I'm talking to them one by one, if we're on the phone or something, or face to face. But texting is kind of hard to do that with text because you can't really feel them. You could kind of see where the conversation is going. So if I am face to face or on the phone, I can hear their voice. Don't ask me how I do it. I don't know. Maybe it's a Pisces thing. I don't know. Pisces. I got a Pisces. Isn't it so pretty? This is so pretty, right? Maybe it's a Pisces thing. But I can really feel how the conversation is going. I could feel if that person is not feeling this. I could feel if they ask too many questions. I know they're like thinking, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? And that's where a lot of us go wrong. When our customers are on the fence, you are the one to get them over that fence. No matter if they got the bad knee, no matter if they can't get their asses up there 300 pounds and can't get over the damn gate, if there's spikes on the gate, you're the one to get them over that gate. You're the one who has the leverage to pull them up and over and succeed. And that's why I think I can say that I'm successful when it comes to that. It's to the point now where I get nervous when I see a message because I get so many orders. My work also sells for itself. If your work does not sell for itself, then how are you even thinking of a price for anything when you're not getting the necessary sales? You are, oh, thank you. You're gonna make me cry. Oh, thank you, Mariana. I try to be the diva. I try. I try. I do research. I do research. I write things down. How are you going to be successful in your business if you don't do what you need to do to make it happen? I am also in the process of notes to try to do successful business. How was I able to make $1,300 in 1 month? How am I able to make a good amount of money in one single month? And it's basically research. Be mindful. I don't remember everything, so I write it down. I literally write it down. I have all of this not in my head, but in notes. Mistakes that we make a whole lot is don't read everybody else's prices, especially if those prices are a lot of, let's just say a lot of crocheters are not going to just say I charge this amount unless they're lying. A lot of them could be lying. A lot of them could say, yeah, I charge $400, but I know somebody that purchased from that chick and she charged only $80. So don't play. That's another reason why it's not a great idea to listen to other people, because they could be lying their asses off and they can't even explain to you why they're lying, how they're lying. They can't explain how you actually made $500 on crappiness. Now, I know I get so much flat, so much um so many negative comments when I like to say people work may not look great. I may say that this may look better than that. First of all, it's my opinion. I cannot apologize for having an opinion. Now, what I take with that opinion and what I do with that opinion is mine, but I'm not disrespectful with that. So let's just get that all together correct and throw that out there. I am not gonna go out there and say such and such stuff is crappy. Well, I did say the Little John, her stuff is corny, but she actually said it to me first. I swear I didn't say it. She said it to me first. But to get it, let me, sink back down, because she doing extremely well with her corny patterns. But not only that, she started a method of numbers. I'm not great with numbers. Her philosophy on how she does social media and pick up her numbers is brilliant. She does research as well. Brilliant. So how she get her stuff and how I get my stuff is totally different, but it's not really different. She found a way to do research and find a way to get the quickest items out to you. The quickest. Remember what I'm saying now. The quickest product to you so that you can get it for free. But if you're frustrated or don't want to watch the video that she does for you for free, you could purchase her item or ad free, or you just might want to donate just to be nice. That is brilliant. That is what I say she did an excellent job at, but not everybody can do that. Not everybody can do the hard work that she's doing, the numbers that she's doing. Like, we actually sat and talked. So the work that she puts into her business is a lot of work, a lot of background stuff. And I'm learning that now. I'm learning the background stuff that no one sees. It's a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of crying, a lot of, like, I can actually call people. I can actually talk to her and other crocheters and be like, I didn't make this much. But you want to know something? If I didn't make this amount of money this month, I guarantee you I will double that the next month. You know why? Because I have a drive in me that a lot of people don't have. A lot of people don't have that drive. And what the hell do that have to do with pricing my product? It has a whole lot. If you are not feeling your product, you don't have the drive, you don't have the motivation, you're not gonna produce a great product, and your production is not gonna get customers. It's just not gonna get it. They want to see, customers want to see quality products. Customers want, I'm thinking of me when I buy my stuff. When I bought this, right? I'm a Pisces. My birthday's coming up, and I am scrolling online, and bang, I see this on Facebook. Because Facebook know my birthday coming up, and Facebook know I like being a Pisces. So Facebook threw this in my face. That's basically what I do. I throw stuff in people's faces by just sharing. Because sharing is caring. I share my work with everyone. And then you have crocheters calling me and say, can you make this for me? And I'm like, the grass? No, I need you to crochet this for me. So this is how I am able to make a good amount of money. The drive, the me just sharing. And when I share, sometimes what I would do is, and you guys may want to do it too, the picture that the customer give you and the picture that you did. When you do that, a lot of people see the difference. A lot of people are visual. A lot of people need pictures. A lot of people need background. They want to know, how much did you do? Can you really do this? Can you make it better? Can I trust you in the time? All of that factors in that price. And I'm just learning that this year. The past 3 months, I learned that it matters. The product that I am producing and I'm giving to I'm selling to my customers, my supporters, that's what I call them. The price that I give my supporters, it's because I am hyping it up and making it like you're going to make love to it. Smack it up, flip it, and rub it down. You are going to make another baby. I guarantee you. Like, and you got to have personality. I never, ever was like this all my life. I swear to you. I was really reserved. I was really that mellow chick, stayed to myself, not really talkative at all. But now I need you to hear my voice. I need you to understand that you need this. You need this in your life. I succeed. And I'm not just saying this to brag. I'm just saying this because it's very worth it when you are trying to bring up your prices. I succeed if I have 10 supporters that are trying to purchase something from me. Every single time I'm going to say 8 to 9 supporters are going to purchase from me. Now, they may not purchase right then and there, but they will purchase within the next couple of months. And reason why, when I get my customer and they come to me and they say, oh, my sister's about to have a baby. She's due in September. Here it is March, but she's due in September. So I'm thinking of something. And of course, I go through I'm not even going to go through that right now, but I go through my one-on-one with them, basically telling them that they can make love to my product. And they starting to love it, but they're thinking, do I want to pay that price? Because I'm telling you, my price is going to be for a baby blanket, maybe 150, 250. And you want me to do it by September? You need to let me know by June. So May comes, you ain't hear nothing. June comes, you ain't hear nothing. But you want to know something? I'm not going to ask anybody anything. I'm not chasing after no one. If you really want it, you really gonna come to me. And that's what happened. Here I'm thinking June is like the 25th of June is almost the end, and she's not gonna come back to me, and she does. And when she comes back to me, she's like, I want that blanket. I don't care. I want it. Or I get the supporter that will say, I get this a lot too. The baby is due in September. They didn't contact me in June. They didn't contact me in July. They didn't contact me in August. They contacted me in September. The baby is due next week, but I still want the blanket. So now I'm like, okay, fine. No problem. So no matter what, I'm still getting the customer. It just may not be in that time. And a lot of times we don't have the money now, and we try to grab that order because we want the money. When you grab that order to try to get money because you don't have any money right then and there, you're selling yourself short. And don't get me wrong, I've been there and I've done it, because it's times where I had no idea how we were going to eat. And someone would say, I would like to make an order. And I'll say, you have to pay half price. And I'll just give a price because I know I need that half price right now, this very second, in order to get my food for my kids. And I would take it. But you want to know something? Once I take that deposit and they pay that next deposit, I'll say in like 2-3 weeks later, you do that product and then you finish it and you don't have nothing to look for. You already spent the money. You spent the money. So now it's like, damn, I'm still doing this damn product. I'm still doing it. And then it's a cycle that we go through, and then you start lowering your standards. And not only are you lowering your standards, you start feeling some type of way. Then you don't want to crochet for customers anymore. Then you don't want to do your business anymore. So it's always like a cycle. And this is the reason how I decided I'm not going to keep doing the cycle. I'm going to keep going in this direction, and let me see how it works. It works because I get recommendations all the time, but because of what I'm doing in my work schedule, I decided to cut it. So I don't take as many orders as I used to. I'm doing maybe 1 or 2 a month, but this month, for some apparent reason, is different. I promised. And I have another, like, don't do what I do. But I'm doing this Grafgan, and I'm doing the Grafgan. I'm doing 3 this month alone. How can I do it? I don't know. But I'm gonna do it. It's gonna happen. And that's what I think a lot of us do. We sell ourselves short. We don't have the, I guess you got to be realistic. If you are working and you have another job, it may not work for you. But if you're not working and you don't have another job and you're staying home all damn day, make it work. Because what are you doing for 8 hours? At least 8 of those hours you could be crocheting or creating something, or in your business, perfecting your business, whether it's a Shopify or Etsy or your website. You got to delegate something to that business in order for your money to be coming in. The price that I have on my graphs. So the price that I have on my graphs is the hardest thing ever, because I actually do spend a lot of time on the graphs. I spend a lot of time on those graphs. The best thing about it, though, is that I can use that one product and keep multiplying, keep making a lot off of that one product. The thing about it is, like I said, it's a lot of time. You may think that it takes like this. It doesn't, because a lot of people are so used to going to Stitch Fiddle, it's free, or whatever free, or what you call it, graph paper or whatever, and you like, okay, this took me an hour, not even, and my stuff came out fine. So if I'm paying this, why is it taking forever for her to do it? Well, this is why I've done videos that show you it takes a lot of time. Sometimes I have to prep just so that I'm able to do it within a 2-hour period. And sometimes 2 hours is more than 2 hours for me to graph something. And it may be a little graph. It takes time. I've been doing it for years. So even though it may take me 6 hours to do a photo or more, because it has taken me a lot longer than that to do a photo, it's worth it at the end. And not only is it worth it at the end, it could be such a great keepsake. But the price that I have for that, for my graphs, is not based on the hours, because that's the problem that we do when you do formulas, the price formulas. When you do the price formulas, you're adding the materials, you're adding your time, you're giving yourself $12 an hour. You're giving yourself basically kibbles and bits, but that's what you want to do. So when you're doing your formula and you're like, this plus this equals this, and then I'm going to times this, and I'm going to do it by 2. And so after you finish and you get your figure for that, it's bullshit, because I literally spent all these hours on that graph. I can't charge $12 an hour for that graph. And that's handmade. So you got to be very wise at how you do certain things. And you can't say, oh, my product is this, and my product is, everybody's product is different. I got to stop cussing. I'm sorry. I apologize. Everybody's stuff is different. So I can't tell you that your lip gloss or your almond butter shea butter should be this price, because I don't know what it takes to make it. I just know it works for me and it smells absolutely good. I just don't know how long it takes for you to make it, and I don't know how it's going to benefit you in your price, but I know how it benefits me. And that's how you got to think about your customers. Your customers is thinking like that. Your customers don't realize how it's going to benefit you when you go to that baby shower and you pull that banging ass blanket and lay it set out, and people are like, oh, that's beautiful, that's beautiful. They don't know the blood, sweat, and tears you just did. They just know I had to spend this money. And my baby shower gift is the best. You know how many times my supporters say that to me? Oh my God, that made me feel like the shit. You gotta feel like that. You gotta be like that. You gotta be the shit. You gotta be like, Diva. Yes. And you gotta get them to make love to that. You gotta make love to your product. And I have to be graphic and I have to say it this way, because if I say get them to love your product, get them to love what you do. It doesn't sound right, right? No, but you get them to make love, like bring the crap out of it, and make them want to keep getting it over and over and over again. You understand what hell I'm talking about. So I have to say certain things a certain way, but that's just me. That's just me. I can't help it. But yeah, so another thing that I realized was the dollar amount and quantity. OM to the G. I had to learn this the hard way. Actually, my Zoomies helped me with this one. My Zoomies. Hey, Zoomies. If you're on here, hey, hey. Hey! I would say if I am going to sell a Grafkin, you only can make a certain amount of Grafkin blankets in the month. So that is not going to be a big ticket item or a big ticket item that you sell. In my case, it's not. You may think it is, but my big ticket items that I make and sell are my grabs. Those are the big ticket items that I make and sell. So when you say, why are you not doing the Grafkins? You can make so much money with them Grafkins. Yeah. Now, think about it. I can make $400 with this Grafkin, right? It's one Grafkin, $400. But I could take that one graph and make $400. But the work that I put into this and the work that I put into this, so that Grafkin is $400. I made one, but it took me a lot of work and a lot of hours and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. The graph, it took me work. Not necessarily blood, sweat, and tears, but it took work, took a couple of hours. I'm able to sell that though for $8. So I could sell that for $8, but I can also multiply and gain from it. So being that I'm gaining from it in my sleep, I'm gaining from it right now. I gained from it right before I came on here. Because I'm gaining from that and it keeps going on and on and on and on, I am making passive money. I'm making love, I guess, to my grabs because I'm making more of it. So I'm going to keep gravitating towards the grabs and keep spending more time toward my grabs because I'm making more over here. Even though, because a lot of people not realizing, yes, this blanket is $400, but that passive money smells so much better. That passive money is a blessing because you could keep multiplying and multiplying. Oh yeah, it's $8. So you think that I need to go over here because that's $400, but that's one versus how much I can make in 1 month with that graph. We gotta think about that. It's the price is good, right? But you want to think of what can you make that is going to I could make more of. So if you're gonna crochet your items, you want to make a lot. You need to make something like what Little John did, right? She makes something like this, but she keeps making passive money off of it. So you have to find the product that is going to allow you to make money, but make passive money so that you can keep growing and growing and growing and growing. Even when you made it that one time, you can't always do that with your crochet items, but you can still do your crochet items. It's just not going to make you rich or not. It's not going to make you, break even. Because I find that sometimes too. I don't feel the satisfaction that I feel when I make my grabs. So that's why I said, okay, I'm going to cut down the crochet a little more. And it hurt. It was hard. My Zoomies know how hard that was, right? That's hard to say that I'm gonna cut my crochet. I'm gonna cut it down a little bit. So I said I'm only gonna do one blanket a month, even though this month I'm doing 3. But that was before. I didn't realize that happened. When I decided to do this in the beginning of the year, March was already gonna be a month that I knew I was gonna be doing 3, and I couldn't cut it off because I already made the obligation before I decided to do it. But I will never do it again because I learned my lesson. I am not doing no 3 blankets. No, 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 not in 1 month. I have done it before, but it's not passive money. It's not. I love passive money. You can make so much more in 1 month versus your crochet. So, um, the conversion of your, like, say if I have $1 in your item and you make 100 of that item, that's $100. If you have an item that is not $8, I'm sorry. If you have an item that is $100 and you have 10, you make $1,000. So that's where I'm coming at. I'm coming at, even though your quantity is smaller, you raised your price a little bit more so that you are able to basically make more money with less work. Yeah. Make more money with less work. Passive is key. Passive money is key. And we think, oh my gosh, if I make like 50 hats and 25 scarves, I'm going to make this amount of money at the end. When in reality, you can make 20 sets and add initials or add a little bit of something into it. You can bring up your price and make 20 sets and not have to worry about making 75 items. It's just all about how you use your noggin and how you present your product, how you present yourself, how you talk to your supporters. And that's how I'm able to raise my price. So how am I able to have prices for my items? Man, if you ask me the dollar amount, you're not getting what I'm trying to say. You're not getting what I'm throwing at you, because the dollar amount is sometimes irrelevant when you're talking to someone else, because you can't say to me, how much do I charge for my scarf? Like Shay did to me just the other day. And I actually took a while because I was looking at this and I'm like, this chick really did not ask me this. She really didn't ask me this. And I had to think about it. She's a crocheter, so she's not asking me to buy, and she sure as hell ain't paying my price. And then I gave her the price. And she was like, wow. And I gave her a low price. That's the crazy thing about it. And that's the reaction I get a lot from other crocheters. You charge that? Oh, wow. My customers are not going to pay that. Well, let me tell you, then that's not your customer. There's always going to be the customer who is frugal. They don't care about name brands. They don't care about high value things. They don't care. So the frugal people may not be for you. The people that don't mind paying for high quality items, especially handmade, custom, personalized, that's your customer. So I have some customers who be like, okay, I'll get back to you, and never do, because they don't want to pay my price. That's not my customer. That's not my customer. That's not my supporter. I'm not worrying about it, and I'm not batting an eye, and I'm not disappointed. I'm good, because where there is that person, there's 4 or 5 more other people that don't mind paying that money. What I also do is I will give them options of payment plan. Okay, so this is something I learned. The mistakes that we make is taking half up now, and then they pay the rest at delivery when it's done. You can't do that with everybody. So not everybody can pay the amount all at once. They can pay bits and pieces. So there are apps and different types of I think PayPal has it, Square has it, where you can make monthly payments. Get this though. You like the bill collector that call and be like, you owe, because that goes straight to their credit card and it takes the money out. So when they say they're going to give it to you on the 15th and then the 18th passed and they still ain't give it to you and you like, okay, I only got like 50 rolls left. I'm just letting you know, girl, I got 50 rolls left in this blanket of yours and you could come get it in 2 weeks or you could come get it in a week. And you still ain't get no money from them, and then they talking to you like everything is cool, but then they always ask, where's the pictures, where's this, where's that, but they still owe that payment. Let me tell you, these apps, they take the money, so you ain't gotta worry about it. Get you a schedule like that, because Cash App ain't gonna do it. Cash App ain't gonna help you with your tax records, and I'm honestly scared of Uncle Sam. So even though I have Cash App do not do the tax deductions and everything. I do it on my own because I don't want no issues with Uncle Sam. You and I cool, Sam. We cool. So I don't want no issues with Uncle Sam. But when you do things in the manner of payments, it'll be on their pay schedule. You know, when they finish their last payment, you could be finished with your product and you don't have to worry about saying, do you have your money? Because that's embarrassing sometimes to say, do you have your money? Even though you are in your rights to say it, you sound like a bill collector. And then you got some people that have really argue with you because you're literally asking for your money. So let the damn app take the money from them. Sometimes people need that though. Sometimes people need for money to just automatically come out without them even seeing it or knowing. They might be mad because they forgot, and then they be like, damn, I needed that for something. And I actually had somebody say to me, can you give me $10 of that money back? And then I'll give you $30. Because it was $20. If it was, I don't remember the transaction, but if it was $20 and they gave me 10, well, the app took the 10, and when the app took the 10, they were like, can you give me half of that, like $5? That's not the money amount, but they would say, can you give me like $5 of that? And I'm like, are you serious? But if you give me the $5, I'll give you $30. And then I'm like, I'm making money off of this. Okay. That was the dumbest shit I ever did, because of course she forgot. She did give me the money, but she gave me the amount that she owed me, not the extra $20 she said she was going to give me for me spotting her own money. Well, my money that she owed. Yeah, I learned my lesson. That one and done. Never happened again after that. Actually, she wasn't my supporter anymore. I decided never, ever, ever get anything from her again, because I just felt some type of way with that, and the aura was not great, and the vibrations was like off. And yeah, if you could do that, then that's a problem, because you forgot that you had to pay me this day anyway. So yeah, that just made me feel some type of way. And then you have the customers who, I'm going to give you this amount this day, and then I'm going to give you another amount 2 weeks later. And you say okay, and they never give you the first amount. And then you, because you need the money, you'll go, do you still want this? Or I already bought the materials, even though you didn't. You're saying this because you want the order and you want money. And they not even thinking about your ass. They not thinking about you. they go ahead on about their day, not even thinking about that product. So what I'm basically trying to say is I decided that my price is my price is my price. And you may think I overpriced, but somebody may think I'm underpricing. But it's my price. So what the hell? Who cares what everyone else thinks? I don't have a magic formula. I won't have no magic formula. But what I will do is, if you want a blanket from me and you want it twin size, full size, it's going to definitely be $250, $300, damn near almost $400, depending on what you want. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just, I'm sorry. I'm not lowering it. I'm not going to say in my mind, I need this money. Because yes, I am in a better place than maybe some of you. So because I'm in a better place, I'm not going to do it. But you're going to feel so bad at the end of the day. You're going to really feel so horrible after you finish that product and you don't really have the money that you deserve. I rather feel, I can't really say that if you're hungry and you're trying to find ways to eat. But if that's the case, I'm going to give you word of advice. Don't crochet an item for money to feed your family. I would do something quick, easy, and passive to find ways to make money for your family. Because if you're using your business, and this is by experience, research, and just asking questions. When I first started my business, I was using my business to feed my family. Now, don't get me wrong. That's basically what we all are trying to do our business for, right? But the main mission that we should have to have a successful business is the love you have for your business, the love you have for the product that you're selling or products that you're selling. And that main love is going to trickle down to your supporters. Your supporters is going to love your products and love you and love everything about it. And that's what's going to be able to pay my bills. If I'm doing it just to feed my family, it's not going to feel the love. You're not going to feel the love. And I am only saying this because of me talking to the other people and experience. I experienced a lot of heartache, depression, and being homeless taught me a lot too. Somebody said to me, how the hell can you be homeless if you have a hook and yarn? And I really couldn't even answer that question. But I guarantee you, I took that information and I build on it, and I decided I am never gonna be homeless again. I'm never gonna make sure that my kids don't have no food. I'm never gonna allow that to ever happen again. And because I made that promise, my business is successful. I'm successful. The willpower that I have to keep moving and doing what I have to do is kind of sort of unbelievable for me. For me to go from what you call it, sedation, just basically not mobile, not moving around, not going anywhere. My hair is a mess because there's no need for me to get my hair done. I don't go nowhere. Like, for me to go from there to where I'm at now is like, oh, I have overcame. Oh, I am like, oh my gosh, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Like, I am so blessed. Do y'all realize it was a point in time I had no fucking teeth? So uh there is a more blessed Shauna, a more, I don't care what that person say, my price or the highway, because of what I've been through. my price, or you just don't get a product. But you have to pick that product up so much to make them want it so bad. Another example is trendy items, but not even necessarily trendy items that people want. There's a lot of followers out there. I don't know why, but there's a lot of followers. So if someone have on something that you made, somebody else is going to want it. Somebody else is going to want it. And somebody else is going to want it. So Coach or Louis Vuitton, for instance, you may not have the money to purchase it, but you're going to find a way to make sure you purchase that Louis Vuitton bag. I sure as hell won't do it. But there are a lot of people that say, I worked hard, I'm going to buy me a bag. I worked hard, I'm going to do this. I worked hard, I'm going to do that. I'm going to buy me that Tiffany necklace or that Tiffany bracelet or that Pandora. Like, you have people that's going to invest and do that because a lot of people have it. To be real honest with you, sometimes a lot of that stuff ain't even worth the price. The materials, they may not be worth the price. Their wholesale price may be this amount, but they're charging this amount, and we're buying it because of the brand name. That's what you want your business to be. You want your business to be a brand name that every household needs, but it can't be if you don't speak it into existence. You have to speak it in existence, and you have to make it like you can't live without this. You can't live without this. So when I sell my graphs, some of you may experience my divaism. Some of you may not have experienced my divaism. But when I am explaining to you, sometimes I don't have to explain. My work shows for itself. Can I get an amen? My work shows for itself. It sells itself because when I am producing, let's for instance, oh my gosh, I love her so much. I don't know if I want to do this, but say if you want, I'm not going to put her name out there because I love her so much. Say if you want my product versus something that somebody else made. And if you look at my product and you like, oh man, that's nice. And then you look at this and be like, oh, that's nice. Are you going to pay quality? Or are you going to pay this because it's lower than mine? And somebody may pay that lower price, but when they get it and they see, oh, this is not all that, it ripped, it got strings hanging, and then they realize mine was better anyway, because I did have people do that to me because they did not want to pay the price that I charged. They will go to somebody else, but when they did that, they'd be like, yeah, I'm coming to you because I wanted this and this is what this person, and your customers will tell. They tell. They tell on themselves, they tell on other people, they will tell. So when you're in a community and there's other crocheters, they will tell. They will tell. They will say, I bought this from such and such and this is what it looked like, and I don't want this, and I'm not giving this to nobody. And so, yeah, don't be on that list. Don't be on that list, because then you're gonna get somebody like me who you should never went over there anyway, because you knew you was getting butter over here and margin over there. You knew. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have to hype it up. This is my business. This is my livelihood. This is what is going to make me rich. Is there any questions? I like to I still like to do a lot of package deals. I still like to do a lot of package deals. I like to be able to say that you can have the hat, but if I make the scarf, I could give it to you for this deal. I like to do a lot of deals with my grafts as well. So the deals is great, and you want people to think I'm gonna get a great deal, because they don't know. I'm gonna get this great deal, and they're thinking that they're getting this great deal, so they will probably purchase more. Um, and then I give a little bit of something back, like I was saying earlier. I give a little bit of something back, like a coupon, or I will add a cap or something, or I will add something. And people like to give. When somebody giving them something, they like to give a little bit back. I get tips. Do you get tips? I get tips. How I get my tips is, if your price is this amount and you get tips, you may not get a tip. You may not get a tip. I didn't get tips until I started using the more psychological. It's more psychological, because I've been doing like this psychological thing. I get tips now. The psychological thing that I do is, like I said, I act like they're making love to my products. And because I'm acting like they're making love to my products, they tend to want to reward you for that big O they got. So you have to outdo yourself. So what I was always afraid of when I did that was, what if I do this product and I'm hyping it up, hyping it up, hyping it up, and then when they get it, they're like, oh, that has never happened with a crochet item. It happened a whole lot with graph items, with graphs that I sell. So it it depends. It depends on my day. It depends on what you're asking. Sometimes I think I hype myself up so much that I'm selling this magic potion, and you're saying, oh, divatize it. And then I do that, and you're like, this is not what I want. But I think because, and what I learned was, I'm hyping it up, hyping it up, hyping it up, but not asking a lot of questions. So that's, sometimes I do that and sometimes I don't. Asking the necessary questions and getting a lot of detail. A lot of you do not give me a lot of detail. So if you're not giving me all that detail, how am I going to know what you like, or what you want, or what lines I should make this garment, or what stitch I think is going to make you like better? I need to know these things. I'm not going to say, oh, she wants this item. She showed me this picture and I'm going to make it exactly like that picture, because it's just not going to happen like that. You're not going to make somebody else's stuff the same exact way. You're going to make it different. It may be better. It may not be better. It depends. But what you need to do is, if you're going to do it, put you into it, but put you into it based off of the directions that they gave you. So what I mean is, I'm gonna use Disha as an example, because Disha is the easiest. Sorry, girl, but you are the easiest supporter ever. Like, you came as a gift from God to me, because you are so easy. Disha will say, I want Goofy, and I want this team, and this team with my brother's name on it. And I'm like, okay. And I made a big production about it, because I did a whole live on it and everything. She loved it. She said she loved it. I don't know if she really did or not, but she said she loved it. And she said he's going to love it. So I was like, cool, kudos. But to be honest with you, Disha, I don't think it was my best work. I don't think it's my best work. But you're the easiest person in the world. I could sell that to you. And I'm not saying that's bad, because at that moment I was doing it on live and I had to come up with something, because I'm on live and you're watching. So I had to come up with these things, and then it was just so much coming at me, and I'm like, oh, I just finished and I don't like it. It's a lot of times you tell me something, not you, Disha, but anybody will tell me what they want, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I finish it. I don't like it. I have the time to do it all over again. I have like without showing you, I could do it all over again. So that's how it is with that part. Um it's just hard when you pick yourself up and you say you're going to love this and this is going to work and that's going to work, and then you produce something that they really are not happy with. When I make my crochet items, I don't really use the same exact way I use with my grafts. I use a different type of way. And that is basically the details. The more details I have, the better I will make it. I had a hard customer just recently, and I just sent him his items too, but hard customer. And he was a referral. He's a referral. He came from a item that was actually made for his newborn baby, and he loved it so much that he was like, I want to purchase this. So he wants to purchase that, right? But then he's like, okay, let me get this. Let me see how this work out. This worked out well. I'm going to get more from you. It's going to work out. Tim, it's going to work out. Trust me. Now, I gotta live up to that trust. So, what am I doing? Research. I'm stalking his page. I'm looking at everything he posts. I'm looking at Instagram. I'm looking at Facebook. I even looked up the man job. Why? Because I have to stand up to that trust. When he told me what he wanted, it's the Delta elephant one. When he told me what he wanted, what I did was I knew he was high class. High class. He gonna pay money. I knew that. Number two, I knew that he was gonna be hard because he already put it out there. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And depending on what you give me is depending on if you're going to get my business again. So I already knew what I needed to do. And that's what I mean is I feel my people. I feel their energy. I feel where I need to go. I feel that he going to pay that $450 and I'm going to give it to him. Well worth it. That blanket took some time. Okay? That blanket took time and a lot of energy. And you want to know what? Not only did I put my whole damn foot, leg, butt cheek into it, I packaged it even better because that was some work. He was a piece of work. But like I said, well worth it. Big time lawyer. So big time. Now, he didn't tell me at all. He didn't tell me he was a lawyer. I found out because of my research. Big time lawyer to the point where I'm seeing prominent Black African American lawyer. This, I'm like, he came to me. Oh yeah, he gonna get this, and he gonna pay this money too. Not even half. He paid it all up front, y'all. All up front. You need more people like that. And what I did was I started pushing towards that way. Not this way where I gotta worry about people asking for some of their money back so they could feed their kids and then broken promises. I stayed on the path of I need more lawyers, I need more doctors, I need more financial consultants, I need more AKAs, I need more Zetas, I need those who's gonna pay, I need those professionals. So that's where I started focusing my brands on. That's how I'm able to do that price and not have to worry about them saying, I'll get back to you. Okay? Okay. That's how you're going to do your prices. Your prices. Oh, Your price? Thank God that paper was there. Oh my God, that water would have spilled on my laptop. I would have died. That lawyer won't pay for it back. But anyway, Eli, can you give me some more paper towel? Thank you, babe. I tend to pick my audience, my supporters. And that's what you should do too, so that you can do that price a lot. Bring the whole row so that you can do that price and not have to feel bad about giving that price. Thank you. That price that you say, I don't even think I would pay that amount, because I said that before too. I actually said it to my Zoomies when they said you should not charge nothing less than $700 for your product. I said I wouldn't even pay $700 for the product. I actually said that about my own stuff. Then I said, I'm gonna meet in the middle. Instead of paying $700, how about $400? And that's when the 400 started like ringing a bell, and I'm like, I could do 400. I could say $400 without flinching. I can bill $400 and not have to worry about me feeling bad, the customer feeling like, oh no. I could do $400. I'm not ready for 700 yet. I'm not confident enough to do 700. But give me another year. 700 is going to be my next price. 1 year. Maybe less. Who knows? $700 is going to be up there because I'm going to be dealing with them celebrities. I'm already here with the professionals now. Those professionals. How did I start getting the professionals? Well, if you are going to make bathing suits, you got to find your audience for your bathing suits. Who would your bathing suits go to? Who would buy your bathing suits? Where are they going to wear their bathing suits to? You're only able to sell bathing suits to people in hot climate areas or during the summer in the colder climate areas. If people go on vacations, not everybody is wearing a crochet bathing suit all the time either. They may want to wear it for show more than actual swimming. So is bathing suits a product you want to sell? Only you can tell. Only you would know that. I don't think it's a good idea, but you would know that. If you wanted to make hats and scarves, to find your audience for your hat and scarves, in order to price a good price for somebody to pay it, you need to find the good audience who's going to pay that. So the good audience who's going to pay that would be someone who needs a hat and a scarf, someone who is in a cold climate, someone who likes to look good, likes to feel good. So that's how I find my audience. I find my audience based off of, I know they're going to pay. So a professional, like my sister wants something for herself or her family. She's going to pay good money for herself and her family. My sister always purchased from me. Always purchase from me. Always. She is my big ticket item who I use. And this is how I talk to you guys for not just for Mentor Monday or on my channel, but business. How you get your customer is a great way on how you know you're going to get your price. How you're going to get that top dollar that you're going to get from that customer. And like I said, in order for me to be comfortable in saying $400 for that blanket, I need to make sure that that person can afford. I'm not going to go to someone who's working at Walmart with 3 kids and tell them this is $400. I honestly don't even think that that person might want to come to me. But if they do, my price is $400. Will she pay for it? maybe, maybe not. But that's not my choice. That's her choice. But I can't lower my price just because she's a mom working at Walmart. I just can't. If you really want it, I'm pretty sure she would put some stuff to the side, just like she might do for some other things. Put some stuff to the side to make it happen. And that's where I have the monthly payment plans. But so that I don't have to feel bad that she's taking food from her kid's mouth, I really do like going for the professional customers. The customers that I know that I don't have to worry about they're taking food out of their kids' mouth. I mean, what mother would take food out well, you know what? Anyway. Some would do it just to get hair. So, I mean, I don't know. Anybody have any questions? I literally wet my notes. I wet my notes, but I can see some of it. Some of it is dried out. Your photos, my photos also get my customers and that starts the timeline for that. That starts the snowball effect for my price. The high price that I'm able to give start by that picture. That picture that you post, you're not posting for buy this or I make these or no. And stop using other people's pictures. Why? Why would you use somebody else's picture? That makes no sense to me. You will use somebody else's picture to create an item that you lowballing yourself. And when you do that, it may not even come out looking like that picture. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. And there's so many people that do it because they have no sense. Um, don't do that. Create products, whether it's for you, a family member, create products for the purpose of creating a product to build your clientele. The more pictures people see, the more they are willing to buy from you. Create. Just create. Inspiration. Create. Something that may came from your mind. Create. Something that somebody had maybe mentioned and you want to do it. Create. Just keep creating. That's how you find your niche. That's how you find your customers. That's how you find your love. That's how you can do your prices. Just keep producing, keep creating. So my next Mentor Monday is going to be on management, time management. And that's one thing that I struggled with. I was going to do it last year, like in November, and I decided to wait because it's hard. Time management is hard. It is hard. It's hard to go from this that you were used to doing to this that you're not used to doing. Habit is hard. So if you have the habit of shortening yourself with your prices, get out of that habit. Because in order for you to make top dollar and for you to get what you deserve, get out of habit. Be a little uncomfortable because if you're comfortable, that's a problem. Be a little uncomfortable with this, with trying to make a change. And once you are comfortable again, try to be a little bit uncomfortable and making a different change so that you could keep building that price and making more. So again, the dollar amount, because this is going to still be the question of the day. People, no matter what I say, no matter what I say, no matter what I do, somebody's always going to say how much you charge for that because everybody needs a dollar amount. Everybody needs a dollar amount. I at one point needed a dollar amount. What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter what dollar amount I'm telling you. It's what you feel is right. take into consideration your hard work, take into consideration your materials, whether or not this is something you can multiply with, or if it's one item and purchase, or if it's something that you could make one item and you could keep making passive money over it. That makes a lot of difference. The scarf that I charged, that shade was like, what? Wow. Yeah, I told her $80, 80 or $85. That was the down here price. I didn't even really give her the price that I actually charge for my scarves. I used to charge $30. What was wrong with me? I used to charge 40, 30, $40. Then I went up because somebody was like, are you crazy? I would charge nothing less than $50. So I charged $50. Then I added $10 to it. Then Diva came. Diva arrived and Diva took over and Law of Attraction took over and hell to the no. I'm going to charge $100 or better for these scarves. I'm not making your regular granny scarf. I'm making a scarf with designs on it. Something that is custom made. You can't get anywhere else. So yeah. I also take into consideration that I'm doing 250 rows of creation. Yeah, I'm going to charge about that amount of money. And if I'm making a blanket, it's going to be $400. That's just that. A baby blanket, yes, it's definitely a lot, like 150, maybe because that's like a crib size. So yeah, maybe about 150 I would charge, and then I would add more or less depending on what it is. But don't short yourself. Don't short yourself. So we have pictures, reviews, give something back, like coupons. I even mentioned price anchoring. I mentioned your mistakes. Do not react to other people's prices. Your overhead. You don't want to shorthand yourself with your overhead. Some people say, give me the money for the materials and then I'll make this. Oh, hell no. You're going to pay more than just the materials. Using a formula is a mistake because when you use your formula, you're going to have to add whether or not you're going to do price per hour. So people are always saying, I'm charging myself, what, $10 an hour, $12 an hour, $15 an hour, and you charge $15 an hour, or $10 an hour. That's like real low minimum wage, and you do this for a certain amount of hours. It's also not a great idea. Like lawyers do it, but think about it as, let me give you an example. Sometimes examples work. An example of using price per hour, not a good idea for products, is because you could price gouge. You could basically say, I spent 20 hours, and you may not have spent 20. You may have spent only 10. I spent 20 hours on this, and my price is my price, and I'm not changing it, $15 an hour. So that person got to pay you $15 an hour. But was it worth the $15 an hour? Yeah, I would think so. But the customer may not. Or the other way around is the customer could go to somebody else who just got a price and not have to worry about by the hour. So I would never do the price by the hour. I would just go to common sense and just say 400, 500. And that's that. Not only is that paying my materials, which I 9 times out of 10 already have from a sale, that helps. I don't have to worry about it. So basically, any overhead charges is very small. Very small. Get you a journal. Get you one of the Busy Peach has the journal where you can write your products, write your projects, and the price of your project, not only the price of your project, but the yarn, how much you charge, all of that stuff. That saved my life so many times because that's how I was able to do my research and able to tell you my experience on it, because I actually was able to look at this journal and I could say that this baby blanket, it took me this day to finish. I started this day, I finished this day, I charged this price, I used this amount of yarn. Because are you really, really, really taking account of how much yarn you're using, how many hours you're using? And that's how I said, I'm gonna charge this amount of money. And I realized from doing that since January to now, it helped me tremendously. It also helped with my inventory. I was able to look to see how many colors I use more. I use a lot of white, I use a lot of black, I use a lot of browns, I use a lot of pinks. I was able to buy it when it's on sale, not just the colors that I love. I'm using the colors that I see my customers buying. So I'm being smart about it. I'm not just going to buy colors that I like to buy, because what I like to buy may not be what my customers like to buy. And yes, sometimes I do have to buy colors that I don't have, but when you take over, like I do, take over your customers and have the say so at the end of the day, I do it based off of what I already have. Your customers don't know what you have, so you got to do that. And 9 times out of 10, I don't have to purchase yarn. So the next projects that I'm doing, I have the yarn for all of it. So the monies that they're giving me is all mine. With the grabs is basically zero. I don't have to spend any money whatsoever. I already spent money on the program and I paid all that money back. So whatever I used, it paid me back plus some. So everything I make now with the grabs is pure profit. Anything I make with my crochet items is mostly profit. When it comes to using Etsy, I have to take into account Etsy's taking their money off the top. So am I really making money off of it? It's times I could do a good job, but it's days that I don't. I just have to take into consideration that maybe I didn't work as hard as I needed to work. And so next month I need to do a little different. And that's what maybe you might have to do. You might have to do things a little different. You might have to hustle harder. If you make a goal, I want to make $500 this month, but you made $300 last month. You want to make $200 more next month. It's do what you did last time plus to make that up, to make that happen. And if you have to increase your prices, increase your prices. It's your prices. It's your work. Do whatever you want to do. It's just that. But that's it. That's all. If you have any questions, let me know. Tomorrow, I am doing a tutorial Tuesday, but I'm doing tutorial Tuesday with the Tunisian crew. I'm going to do that tomorrow with the Tunisian ladies. So I have the Tunisian cow. Somebody asked me if I was doing another class. No, I'm not. But what I do have is Craft Game University and my my blog is coming out. And I have the YouTube. So I'm always willing to answer any questions you have. So you have a question, I will answer it. If I have to do it on video format, I will do it in video format. Just ask. And that is it. I'm about to go and watch 1,000-Pound Sisters in crochet. I love to crochet and watch TV. That is my life. Plus, I got a whole season of binge watching Snowfall. I'm going to finish this project today. Take this off because this right here is the devil. When you are sweating, it leaves a ring around my wrist. I don't know why. But you guys have a good night. And don't forget, merchandise on sale. I have shirts coming out, masks coming out, scullies, tote bags. I got all of that. In the description is my storefront for the merchandise. More than welcome to check that out. The sale will be on by tomorrow. If you don't see what you want, ask, because I can make it happen. I make dreams come true. You know I do. And graphs. I have a bunch of graphs coming out too. Now we offer written instructions. So if you need written instructions, ask the Diva. Don't forget your popple. Make sure you get your popple, which is your digital business card, and you don't need to have a business to have it. And that's about it. All proceeds, 50%, not all, 50% of my proceeds for the month of March is going to Young Survivors Coalition. So donations are welcome. And to my merchandise and graphs and stuff, I appreciate it. Anything help for the young survivors of breast cancer. I needed it, and I'm so blessed to have them. So have a good evening, and I will talk to you guys soon. See you next Sunday, right? Unless you're in the class tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow.